everybody, welcome back to our latest severe weather live stream. Hope everybody's having a good evening so far. We do have a little bit of severe weather out there across New England. We have a lot of strong storms, a couple of storms that have been rotating as well. I'm going to give you the latest breakdown and everything that you need to know this evening across really a large portion of New England. There is a slight risk of severe weather today. That is going to be starting to dwindle though over the next couple of hours. Again, I'm going to give you a breakdown on what to expect this evening across New England. Let's first begin with the outlook for today, and I didn't mention this on today's forecast, but we do have a slight risk of severe weather. The main areas that are really included in that now would be areas that are currently seeing storms or are expected to see storms. So that would basically be from New Hampshire back over to Massachusetts, potentially even southern Maine going into this evening and maybe even early overnight hours. That would also even include areas like Cape Cod. There's actually a potential for some storms down that direction. We do have one warning out there as of right now. This storm actually does have a tornado possible on it. This is a storm that has been rotating for actually a good amount of time now. We've seen actually a few storms that have been rotating this evening across New England, and this is just one of them. But as of right now, near Jaffrey, we do have an ongoing severe thunderstorm warning. This is for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds, a little bit of dime-sized hail also possible with this cell. We have a couple of other storms back down here to the south, but I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the velocities first on this cell. Let's go over to the velocities radar, and here's a look at the ongoing rotation, and you can clearly see this is the area of broad rotation that we've had on the radar for a while now, and we actually have a couple of them. There's one right here that's on the Massachusetts and New Hampshire border that is just south of 119 and west of 12. We also have another little area that looks like it's trying to develop that is also just off to the west of 12 near Winchendon, if I'm saying that name right. Might be butchering that name, but that's another area that's pretty close to the ongoing. Couple of areas of rotation. Our main area that I'm looking at right now, though, out of both of them would be the area that's right here. This one's been rotating for a while. It's been broad, so it's not something that you have to panic about right now, but it's definitely going to be something to monitor as this gets closer to areas like Jaffrey, because Jaffrey's a bit more of a populated region as that moves off to the northeast. We will likely see some brief spin-ups in this line. Very well could see a couple of funnel clouds over the next couple of hours. Very well even possibly could see a low-end potential for a tornado or two. Let's go a little bit further down to the south here, going through northern portions of Massachusetts, west of Gardner. We have a couple of storms that we're monitoring pretty closely, maybe even a little bit of quarter-sized hail here. That's near the Highway 202 as well as near 32 and 2A. There might be a little bit of hail there, maybe up to quarter size. That's currently moving off to the east and east-northeast. Again, that might be going towards Gardner over the next several minutes. I will put a time track on this here in a moment as well. We do have another little hail core, by the way. I forgot to kind of point out here. That's back up here in extreme northern Massachusetts. That will be crossing over 12 and maybe Highway 202 over the next 15 minutes or so as that tracks off to the east-northeast. A couple of other storms back down here to the south through central portions of Massachusetts. That goes from Athol all the way back down here to Springfield, and it actually now extends all the way down into Hartford. This line of storms is actually pretty elongated as of right now. Now, where do I expect the best tornado potential over the next hour or two? It's a pretty low-end threat today, but if we are to see any briefer weak tornadoes, they would likely be in this kind of region here. So that would be, again, from anywhere from southern to southeast New Hampshire, back through even Worcester and maybe Fitchburg, Massachusetts, and maybe even in northern Connecticut. A very low chance for maybe an isolated tornado or two. The main concern for the next several hours, though, will likely be the damaging wind potential that was really the main concern for today anyways. But that's what we're looking at as of right now. There also, again, could maybe be some quarter to even $half sized hail out of a storm or two. So that'll be something to watch for as well pretty closely. We do have a couple of special weather statements, by the way, for two storms in particular that are strong, not severe as of right now. One near Athol that's producing 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts, maybe even a little bit of hail, as I mentioned before. And back over here near Ware Bar, as well as going toward Rutland, there also might be some 40-mile-per-hour gusty winds heading off to the east-northeast with that cell as well. Let's go and track out this storm up near Jaffrey as of right now. Again, this is the one that has a tornado possible label on it, so it is going to be something to monitor for very closely. As it continues to track out to the northeast, let me go and put on the tracker here. I finally got the track fixed, so we can actually use this again. Here is a look at the track over the next several minutes and kind of give you a general idea of where it's going to be heading. You can see the timestamps on the left side of your screen. Got to do a little bit of organization here, but at the bottom left of your screen will give you an idea of when you can expect the storms in eastern daylight time. So you can see this is going to be Wilton right around 8:07, Milford 8:16, Derry, New Hampshire right around 8:26, Pinardville right around 8:34, Manchester going to be right around 8:39, Hooksett right around 8:41, as well as Raymond right around 9:08, and Epping right around 9:18 on this cell. And again, it is a elongated line of storms, so we are very well going to probably see a couple of storms outside of just this one that will likely become severe at some point over the next 30 to 60 minutes. And again, can't rule out an isolated tornado out of one or the two of these these storms. So definitely gonna be an interesting evening over the next couple of hours. And I do think the best chance for any severe weather will likely be from now up until about 10 o'clock Eastern. So pretty much a 2.5 hour time window that we could see some severe weather start to ramp up. Again, we did see a couple of storms earlier that had some rotation. Back actually between Greenfield and Athol, we actually had some pretty tight rotation at one point. Didn't seem like it actually had a tornado, but it may have actually produced a funnel cloud. So we've seen some interesting activity out there so far. And let's go and take a look at the updated velocities. And again, the area that we've been monitoring here is currently now crossing into 119 and 12. This has just now gone over the New Hampshire and Massachusetts border. It's now entering into New Hampshire. Again, broad rotation, but it might be something to watch as it goes again towards Jaffrey over the next several minutes. So that's what we're looking at as of right now. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Again, we'll be live coverage for a while here tonight, so stay tuned. Again, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you're new here. Let me go and make sure the radar's on the right thing here, and it looks like it's on the right thing. Cool. There we go. So yeah, this is our main warning as of right now. Again, we'll be covering any other warnings that do pop up here over the next little while. All right, let me get to chat here. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome back. Thanks, Dog. I appreciate it. I don't think I'll get to 100,000 by Christmas, but I appreciate it. Rotation on the warning in New Hampshire. Yep, there is definitely rotation on. I'm going to be watching that one pretty closely. Again, Jaffrey's the area that's going to be in the track of this, so it's definitely an interesting storm. Again, definitely some decent rotation on it, so definitely be a storm to watch here over the next little while. Hey, Danny, how you doing? Welcome back, as well as Ethan. How you doing? Yeah, we're covering New England tonight, so it'll be basically New Hampshire, Massachusetts. Those are the main areas tonight included. Thank you, Brian, for the report. Appreciate it. Hey, Michael, how you doing? Welcome back, as well as Lee. How you doing? Welcome back. Yeah, there's been a lot of broad rotation, especially on this cell. I mean, we've had a little bit of broad rotation back up here on the cells that are in western New Hampshire. Nothing that was that overly concerning, but obviously the storm that has been more, having at least rotation for a while has definitely been this storm. And again, still broad rotation here. That's, again, near 119 and 12. It's been rotating for a while. I don't think the winds, at least by radar, is really anywhere that high. They're right now estimated around 40 to 45, so might be some gusty winds heading toward Jaffrey. Definitely can't rule out some higher downburst winds, but this will definitely be an interesting area to watch here over the next several minutes, again, near 119 and 12, so it'll be an interesting area to watch. I live in Connecticut. Hey, I apologize, but yeah, there's a low chance. It's pretty low. I wouldn't be too concerned about it. Any watch can get issued? I don't think so. The Storm Prediction Center has kind of mentioned it a couple of times. I don't think they're going to issue a watch unless something crazy changes here over the next 30 to 60 minutes, but I wouldn't expect it. I mean, the thing is, at this point, the storms right now are moving about 30 to 40 miles per hour, kind of in that range. So let me go and put a tracker on here. We'll kind of do this entire line of storms here. So kind of going about 30 to 40 miles per hour. You can eventually see, let's just go and put 35, for example. The storms are only going to be probably ongoing for the next 2 to maybe 3 hours before they're either off to sea or into areas like Maine or like central or northern New Hampshire. The area that they were potentially going to issue the severe thunderstorm watch in would have basically been in this area here. That would be basically southern New England. So I don't think they're going to issue a watch. Never know, but I don't think they will at this point. And yeah, that's what we're looking at as of right now. Again, the ongoing area that we're going to be watching storms for would basically be, again, anywhere in New Hampshire, back through Massachusetts, and into potentially northern or northeastern Connecticut, if any storms are able to kind of strengthen over the next couple of hours. But I do think that threat is going to probably stay pretty low tonight overall, but we'll have to wait and see. Again, storms have been pretty potent this afternoon. That's basically turned into a line of storms. I don't think this was actually forecasted to become a line. I thought it was going to be a bit more of a broken line, if anything, and it definitely has become a bit more of a pronounced line of storms. So interestingly enough, it actually did become a bit more pronounced. And here's, by the way, the rotation on the cell near 212. We are definitely, or 119, excuse me, and 12. We are definitely still seeing some broad rotation. The winds going towards the radar have definitely increased in wind speed. So we are still seeing some rotation here. Again, this has been an area that's been broadly rotating for the last at least hour. So I was actually going to go live a little bit earlier, but yeah, this has been an area, again, that's just had this little bit of rotation. It just keeps trying to develop. So it's an interesting area to say the least. Again, that's an area that we'll have to watch for very closely. And yeah, that's really the main area of rotation as of right now. Again, it's the one southwest of Jaffrey, New Hampshire. Jaffrey, New Hampshire is an area I'm actually kind of familiar with. But yeah, it's on the back end of these storms too. You can see it back in here, getting a little inflow on the back end. Might be able to produce some sort of maybe little brief spin up there near 119 and 12. It'd be something to watch for pretty closely. Hey, Tangent, how you doing? Welcome back. Hey, Lilia, how you doing? Welcome back. You hope I make more videos soon? I've been putting out a forecast every day. What do you mean? My workload this semester, I actually mentioned it in yesterday's live stream, but my workload this semester is a lot more than last year. So Go back to the velocities. There's definitely an inflow trying to develop here on the back end. Yeah, again, here's your rotation. Let me go and circle this again. So here's your rotation as of right now. This is back to the live radar. There's definitely a little inflow trying to build in here on the back end. That might be something to watch. This is on the back end of the line, so definitely an interesting area to watch. We have some broad rotation there. If it's able to strengthen, definitely not out of the question. We get a brief tornado going towards Jaffrey if it's able to develop. But again, that's your inflow. Got a little bit of rotation there. Again, that's near 119 and 12. It'll be moving out again towards Jaffrey, New Hampshire. And maybe Highway 202 here over the next little while. So that's an area to watch. Definitely trying to strengthen right now. Back over to the velocities. And not the strongest I've ever seen, but it's definitely an area to watch for very closely. Did I delete my old videos because I don't see them anymore? I didn't delete them. I just privated them. Yeah, Virginia, I have no clue. I really couldn't tell you. Any tornadoes? The tornado potential tonight will be pretty low, and that really goes for anywhere in New England. And really, the main area, if there were to be any tornado potential, would most likely be in this area over the next hour or two. It'd basically be, again, from, for a given example, probably from like northeastern Connecticut all the way back through here, southern New Hampshire. Other than that, the tornado potential is pretty low tonight. And it's a 2% probability on the Storm Prediction Center, so we're looking as of right now. This storm, though, in particular, has been rotating broadly for the last hour, maybe even hour and a half. So it's kind of crazy, but this storm has been rotating forever. And it seems like it's trying to still rotate. It's struggling a little bit. It's on the back end of this line. So rain cool air is definitely going to be out in front of this. And yeah, that's going to be a little bit of a tough task if this one's going to try to develop there going towards Jaffrey. But other than that, we got a pretty strong area of storms here back near Gardner. Again, this might even have a little bit of quarter-sized hail embedded in a storm or two here from Baldwinville back through here, 101. So another area to watch here as it continues to march out to the east. We got a decent line of storms here, though, that goes all the way back through Hartford. So definitely something to watch for, again, fairly closely. This severe thunderstorm warning will be expiring in about 40 seconds, so we might not have any warnings after this, but we'll have to wait and see. I don't know what you're saying. It's the European Mall saying for what? There's a lot of things that the European Mall is saying across all the United States. I don't know what specific you're asking about. We're currently over in the New England region, so. Yeah, Virginia, I actually, somebody sent that to me, and yeah, that did not look like an accurate depiction of what the video was about, so. Yeah. All right, back to the weather again. We just had that warning expire, so we're actually currently sitting at a whopping 0 severe thunderstorm warning. So we might get a new one, though. We'll watch the storm closely. And if not, we'll probably at least get a special weather statement on. But as of right now, a lot of strong storm activity again across New England. Again, we could see some severe weather. I'll be live here for a little while, see what happens. And tonight's live stream will probably be about an hour long, maybe a little bit longer if storms do start to ramp up. But again, the severe weather period is from now up until about 10 o'clock or so tonight. So let me figure out my thing here real quick. Back over to go to the screen for now. Alrighty. Sounds good, Tangent. Hey, baby, how you doing? Welcome back. So, storm in Connecticut has a hook, no rotation. Oh, are you talking about this one down near New Haven? Yeah, this has been an interesting little... actually, the live scan kind of shows a hook. Yeah, this storm I was watching earlier, it's very discreet. Definitely no rotation on it, but it is an interesting looking cell. Has that little, almost a false hook right there, but that's near New Haven. Maybe something to watch long term. It is discreet, so, I mean, the chances of it rotating is a little bit higher than something up here. Let me take a look at the... let's go over to this. Let me take a look at the low-level jet real quick. The low-level shear. And yeah, the low-level jet is actually kind of strong out here in front of it. So it does have a chance if it's able to gain some wind speeds. It definitely could very well potentially become somewhat tornadic if it's able to continue to kind of strengthen. But as of right now, it's just a little shower, maybe a weak storm. It's in its early stages, I would say, right now there in southern Connecticut. Hey, Pat, you're totally good. No problem at all. Hope you feel better soon. Blaze, it took a lot of work. That's all I gotta say. It took a lot of work. Takes a lot of time, trust me. I've put countless hours into making this radar look really good, so I would help you, but I literally don't have time to really help anybody right now. Honestly, like, me even going live is kind of a shocker. I have so much work right now with school and everything. My workload is like, I've mentioned it yesterday, but my workload's 2 to 3 times more than what it was last year. So just to kind of put it in perspective, it's a lot more than what I had last year. Hey, Benny, how you doing? Welcome back. How's it going today? Just a little update, by the way, if you're over in Gardner, Massachusetts, we are seeing a little bit of hail, as I mentioned before. A couple little areas here. Definitely some heavy rain, by the way. So if you're currently commuting around 8 o'clock tonight, you definitely could maybe see a little bit of rain on your way anywhere near Highway 202. Definitely some heavy rain, a little bit of pockets of hail, as I mentioned before. Again, none of this is currently severe thunderstorm warned. Let's take a look at the hail radar, though. We'll see what it's actually indicating in terms of hailstone sizes. And the hail is actually being estimated pretty small, and the only area that we have seen really any hail, it looks like, is maybe some pea-sized hail back near Bar. Other than that, we're not really actually seeing much of any hail as of right now, at least by the hail radar. So seems like some good news. Definitely some heavy rain, though, it seems like, here near Gardner and Baldwinville, excuse me. So a couple areas to watch. Back over to the velocities, there is still rotation on this storm near 119 and 202. I mean, it's been so broad for a long time, but it's been rotating. It's just been very, very broad. It's actually kind of funny. I mentioned this before. I wasn't live when it first began, but this has been rotating for about an hour to an hour and a half. So kind of funny that it still has a little bit of rotation there. Back over to the storm near New Haven. I'm curious to see if there's any new updates on this one. Yeah, the cell is kind of not really organized right now. Again, if it's able to strengthen, it might produce something, but it's in a pretty decent environment here beyond this. Hey, Phil, how you doing? Welcome back. Physics and Calc 2 are a ridiculous amount of homework. I think physics is, yeah, physics is a lot of homework. Calculus isn't nearly as bad. Just a lot of work and practice more than anything. Grew up in East Haven, Connecticut. Yeah, I mean, there's a little shower. I wouldn't consider anything super cellular or anything like that right now. It's just a little, I would say it's just a cell right now. It's definitely in its beginning stages. Again, if it's able to strengthen, it is a very discrete cell. So, and there's obviously the low-level jet is a bit stronger out in front of it. So it might be able to strengthen a little bit beyond that. Hey, Frankie, how you doing? Welcome back. You're doing well. Luminar 19. It's not weird. Back over to Twitter real quick, see if there's any new updates. Yeah, as of right now, as somebody mentioned it a little bit earlier, there was a mesoscale discussion for maybe a watch being issued. I don't think that mesoscale discussion is ongoing anymore, but there was a potential that we would see a severe thunderstorm watch, but the characteristics have definitely not met that. I mean, we're not really seeing a whole lot of severe weather right now. A lot of strong storms out there, though, again, from Jaffrey back down through even Connecticut. I mean, we still are seeing some strong storms, maybe as far south as Windsor Locks or north of Hartford. And again, Worcester will be in the track of this. Leominster, all those areas going to be in the track of this here pretty soon. I think I'm going to put a track on this again. I actually had one on it earlier, but I'm going to put a little tracker on this again through areas like Connecticut, all the way back through Massachusetts and New Hampshire. So again, your timing's on the left side of your screen. So Worcester 8:23, Manchester 8:28, Nashua 8:30, eventually going to be near Lowell around 8:47, Framingham right around 8:55, Lawrence 8:58, Newton right around 9:09, Cambridge 9:14, Somerville 9:15, Brookline 9:16, Boston 9:19, and Lynn right around 9:25. Again, that's your estimated timing of arrival for these storms as, again, they continue to move off to the east. A lot of them strong right now. Again, low-end tornado potential will still exist over the next 2 hours, along with damaging winds being possible as well. I like the tracker. I usually use this, but the only thing is for whatever reason, it was glitched on the latest update with the software, so I had to actually downgrade to the latest version, so it's not nearly as good. I like having the tracker, though. That's why I went to the old version, so got glitched out in the latest one, but it should be back to normal here pretty soon. What do you think about Monday's surreal weather threat? Do you think that's going to change? What surreal weather event are you talking about? What's today? Is today Tuesday? Are you talking about next Monday? Hey, Lacey, how you doing? Welcome back. Cover half of DFW. Yeah, DFW, honestly, DFW for me, North Texas, just covering there is really easy for me. When we get outside of there, it gets a little bit more difficult because I'm not familiar with every other area. But honestly, doing these live streams, it really helps to actually learn more geography and stuff like that. You know, if I were to ever work, for example, for like a nationwide network in the future, I would probably know a bit more than a lot of people because, you know, I've been learning it for a while. Hey, Action, how you doing? Welcome back. Yeah, what Monday event are you talking about? Is it on the Storm Prediction Center or something like that? Oh, there's actually the highest potential for severe storms is Monday from the Central Plains into the Upper Midwest. That's interesting. I didn't even realize that. I haven't really looked that far ahead. I mean, yesterday's forecast is based on the severe weather potential long term for the fall. Or today's forecast, I mean, yesterday was an actual forecast. That's kind of interesting. Was not aware of that. By the way, the rotation's still broad near Jaffrey. It's been broad for a while. And this is a storm that's producing 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts, so still a storm to watch. More of a damaging wind component, though, more than anything, if it's able to strengthen. Yeah, that's near Jaffrey. Again, this is in southern New Hampshire as of right now. Yeah, where's that severe weather threat for Monday? I haven't looked that long term. I'll take a look real quick. I'm honestly hoping there's no severe weather on Monday. I'd rather it be on like a Sunday or something because I have 2 tests on Tuesday, so that would not be good. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but I'll take a look real quick. I haven't really looked that far ahead. Next Monday. Where are we even looking next Monday? Does it say it on the Storm Prediction Center website? The furthest I've looked forward was like Saturday. I haven't looked past that. Into the plains. Yeah, so their most recent guidance says the highest potential for severe weather is on Monday in the upper Midwest. Oh, in the upper Midwest. Okay, so the Midwest would make a bit more sense. I say the Midwest is really the only area that I could imagine there being any severe weather. The only trough that's even near there is back up in Canada, so that'd be really the only reason why that would make sense. Yeah, anything can change from now till Monday, exactly. You're getting married in Jamaica on Monday. Congratulations. Will there be a hurricane? No, I don't think so. Next Monday, no. The only system that is even being monitored right now, let me go and zoom out real quick. I'll go and show you. There is a system that actually may become a tropical storm or hurricane, potentially next week. It is a system that is currently forecasted to go towards the areas like Puerto Rico and whatnot. That would not affect Jamaica, but this might be something long-term that might impact the Bahamas, maybe even Florida. So it is a system to watch actually kind of closely, and I actually was thinking that the system by the European model, it's been actually indicating it might become a hurricane or something like that. So that's obviously just one computer model run, but might be something to watch. It's a 40% chance of developing in the next 5 days, so it'll be interesting to watch as that tracks out to the west. Hey, Wyatt, how you doing? Welcome back. You should look at the European model on pivotal weather and use the 500 millibar height. Let me take a look. Mid-levels. We have the current system right now that's bringing this storm activity to New England is all associated with a mid-level, pretty sure it's mid-level trough. Oh, that's actually kind of interesting. Yeah, next week, yeah, I'm kind of curious. Like, the severe weather up in the upper Midwest is where the highest potential, it says, is. I'm trying to figure this out real quick. I'm going to, like, I haven't really looked this far ahead, but going to Monday. Oh, yeah, the low-level jet really increases, especially in the Minnesota area. That'll be interesting. Be an interesting area to watch. Yeah, Wisconsin and Minnesota probably have the best chance for severe weather. Again, if there's any severe weather this upcoming weekend, you can be guaranteed that I'll probably be live for those. So, by the way, thank you, Sniper, for becoming a 2-month Tornado Chaser member. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Appreciate your support. Are you kidding me? What do you mean? Nah, again, Jamaica will be fine next Monday. Trust me. You might see some rain, but nothing in terms of a tropical storm or anything like that will be coming toward your area. And honestly, for this time of the year, it's kind of crazy, but we've seen 5 named storms this year. We are below average. We should see 9 named storms by this time of the year. We've only seen 1, so By the way, thank you, Sniper, for the $2 super chat. I appreciate it. Happy birthday. You don't have to give me your birthday money, but I appreciate it very much. If Stratham, New Hampshire is a really bad place for severe weather tonight. Let me take a look at where Stratham is. Is that near the East Coast? Yeah, it is. That's actually... I should know. I used to live in this area. Stratham, probably not going to see much. You might see some rain, gusty winds, but probably nothing that severe. Usually when the storms get closer to the coast, they're not usually that severe or really even that strong. So I would expect that that area is probably going to be okay tonight for anywhere along the East Coast there near Stratham, Portsmouth area. This is the 5th attempt at your wedding. Really? That's crazy. If you have to reschedule again, you're not getting married. Well, I can't guarantee anything, but I don't think you'll see anything in terms of, you know, a hurricane or a tropical storm or anything like that. A trough is just a low, it's another word for a low pressure system. It's usually along the jet stream. Lived in 13 states in your 61 years. That's insane. 13 states. Lived in 3. No problem, Phil. Yeah, stay safe out there. Might be a couple of storms. A lot of lightning with these storms, but more than anything, gusty winds is really the only threat. Back up here in Hillsborough, New Hampshire, though, as of right now, there is a small little, maybe pea-sized hail core, potentially. More than anything, it's going to be heavy rain there near Highway 202. Highway 202 has been really getting pounded with rain over the last 60 minutes or so, and that will probably continue. We got some strong storms down this direction. Go back down to the New Haven storm real quick. I'm curious to see. Yeah, again, this storm near North Haven, excuse me, has been trying to strengthen. It's been struggling, but again, it's discreet. Velocities, nothing there, so good news there. But this is a cell that's discreet, but it's been very well struggling to develop. A little shower there near 9. Back near Hartford, again, a couple of downpours, nothing severe by any means. A couple of strong storms back through Palmer, back through Ware, Barr, Gardner. Again, those areas all seeing some strong storms as of right now. Yeah, I'll be monitoring to see if anything does become severe, but as of right now, most of the action has remained, for the most part, just strong so far. We had a little bit more severe weather earlier, but that is obviously not ongoing as of right now. Near Gardner, we do have a little bit of broad rotation attempting to develop as well. That is near South Ashburnham, so another area to watch here pretty closely as well. Other than that, nothing too crazy right now, but we'll keep you updated if anything does develop. When you made that hurricane poll, I commented 10 to 11. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, it's for named storms overall. So, I mean, if we see that many named storms, it wouldn't shock me. I think the most named storms we'll see this year would be 12. That's kind of the maximum I'm giving it at this point. Even with a big ramp up in tropical storm action, just doesn't seem realistic that we'll see more than that. But any chance of this dying down before it hits Oxford County in Maine? Yeah, it'll probably die down by then. I don't think Maine will see too much of anything tonight. Isolated damaging wind's my only concern for you. Anything in the tropics for the United States now? Not right now. I'll probably actually put... tomorrow's forecast might be based on that severe weather potential in the Midwest going into next Monday, funny enough, because that's like far out. But I'll probably... tomorrow's forecast will most likely... Hammernato, I don't know if you're... Hammernato, are you watching me right now? I saw your message on Facebook. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I mean, I agree with the entire situation. I think it's crazy. I'm not sure if that was you. I don't know if you're here. We do have a brand new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way. That has just been issued, and this is back to a tornado possible. So we will go back to the tornado possible screen. New warning, though, for this area. That would include areas like Wilton, Milford, along with Jaffrey, Greenville, Derry, New Hampshire, just west of Merrimack and Nashua. Again, this is for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. A little bit of some dime-sized hail may also occur. Along with that, there is a tornado possible. That just means that there's a little bit of broad rotation, and it will be a cell to watch for very closely over the next little while, and there is your rotation. It is back to broad rotation. Again, this storm's been broadly rotating, as I mentioned before. It's been rotating for about an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours now, so it's been going for a while, but something to watch for very closely, again, as this moves out to the east. Again, it'll be going towards Wilton and Milford, so another storm to watch here pretty closely. And as of right now, new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. Keep you posted. Time for soup. There you go. How about Manchester? Manchester will see some storms. Whether they're severe is kind of to be determined, but I would expect at least potential for some damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. Again, low-end tornado potential does still exist. Hillsborough County, by the way, is included in this warning. So, again, this will be going towards Milford, Derry, New Hampshire, eventually going towards Merrimack. Those will be the main areas included. Again, the counties in New Hampshire are pretty big, so overall, we're pretty much going to be in most part the same county. At least throughout this warning, we'll be basically in the same county. Again, Manchester will likely be in the track of this. Let me put a track on this, actually, so you get an idea of when this might have hit your location. Over there in Manchester, I'll give you an idea. I think it's moving about 30 miles per hour, 30 to 35. Time is going to be on the left side of your screen, so Manchester 8:41 is when you can expect the storms tonight. So, we're looking at as of right now. Other than that, other names to be noted, Fitchburg right around 8:12, Derry 8:32, Merrimack 8:37, Nashua 8:42. Eventually going to get towards Londonderry right around 8:52, Wyndham right around 9:01, Salem 9:06, 9:09 for Methuen, Lawrence 9:12, Haverhill right around 9:20, and Portsmouth right around 9:47. That's going to be your timing. Again, brand new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for those in Milford, Jaffrey, and as well as Derry. Again, tornado possibles on this, so we are watching this one pretty closely. A little bit of rotation, something to watch for very closely. Go remove the track for now. How's Connecticut doing? A couple of strong storms, maybe gusty winds. That's about it for you right now. No severe weather, but it will be something to watch. This storm is especially going to be something to watch here over the next little while. Cowboys are my team. Yeah, I mean, I'm a Patriots fan, so. And they didn't really do much better than the Cowboys, so. Kind of one of those things. By the way, if you're just tuning in for the first time, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Make sure to like the video. I would appreciate it. Most honest forecast here on YouTube. No problem, Rebecca, by the way. Sorry, Mr. Message. Lacey, the Steelers play the Patriots this weekend. That'll be interesting. Patriots will probably lose because they don't have an offense, but... Go Dolphins. Yeah, the Patriots got really just completely demolished by the... say the least, by the Dolphins. I mean, the Dolphins didn't even play that well. It's just Patriots don't have an offense. Yeah, correlation coefficient's not showing anything as of right now, and if you're new to the whole correlation coefficient, what's this even mean? What am I looking at? Well, all these reds are basically representing just rain. That's kind of what this depicts. If we're looking at some like darker blues or greens, that can sometimes indicate either hail or a tornado. So, but we're not looking at absolutely any of that as of right now. A lot of reds and oranges that typically just represents ongoing rain. So we're looking at as of right now. Again, no tornado as of right now ongoing, but it is again a storm that is rotating as of right now near Jaffrey, going towards Wilton and Milford. So again, storm to watch over the next little while. So my favorite football team, Patriots. I root for. Rooting for them since I was born, so I think. Really, Shannon? Really? All right, did he move, though, to New England? Or have you always lived in New England? If you're in Connecticut, I guess you could technically root for the Jets or whoever else is over there, Giants, if you really wanted to, but kind of one of those things. Again, if you're just tuning in, we are currently in southern New Hampshire. Again, this is an ongoing severe thunderstorm warning, damaging winds up to 60, a little bit of a ongoing threat from up to dime-sized hail. We do have a little bit of hail maybe falling up here near 136, but overall nothing severe in terms of the hail potential. And this will be a storm to watch over the next little while. And I keep losing my thing here. Let's go back over to the velocities. And we do have a little bit of rotation ongoing with this. It's broad, but it's definitely be something to watch over the next little while, as this does continue to track out to the east-northeast. Again, this will be going towards Wilton and Merrimack, and maybe even going towards Manchester. So, be something to watch for very long term at this point, especially for Manchester, definitely a more populated region. Nice little storm, though, that we have ongoing here. Really, Shannon? That's crazy. I'm actually kind of surprised you're not a New England Patriots fan. By the way, this storm also includes New Ipswich, New Boston, Greenfield, and Petersboro as well. That is where we have the ongoing warning for. So, just a little update on the locations of this ongoing severe thunderstorm warning. So, a few areas included in it as of right now. Yeah, Cameron, that's been a pretty Big of a bummer for Dolphins for a while. They're getting a little bit better, though. They have more offense more than the last few years. See what happens. The latest radar update, by the way. Seems like the line here is starting to get a little bit more discombobulated, but the back end of this storm here, that's near Jaffrey, is strengthening. So it is going to be something to be watching for pretty closely. A little shower, by the way, over near Manchester. I don't think that's near the airport. I think the airport's right here. So a little shower, though, over there near South Hooksett as well. So else to watch for there. Nothing developing. Again, the line of storms, all for the most part producing some isolated gusty winds along the line. The more severe portioned, more severe weather as of right now, it's ongoing with any part of this line as, again, back up in southern New Hampshire. And that'd be the storm near Wilton and Milford and Derry. And the storm to watch for very closely as it moves off to the east. Yeah, again, rotation. Still trying to develop here. Broad rotation as of right now. It'll be something to watch here on the back end. To be fair, I don't really watch football. Well, that would make a little bit more sense. Yeah, a little bit of rotation. I mean, it's kind of interesting. The storm's been trying to rotate for the last 2.5 hours. I think it's at least been that long. And again, it's back to the broad rotation stage here. Right there. Again, that's just east of Jaffrey. That's near 123 and 101. So, a little area of rotation that we're watching, again, pretty closely. And it wouldn't surprise me if it did strengthen a little bit more that we might get a tornado warning. So, we'll keep an eye on it as it moves off to the east-northeast. Let's take a look at Twitter and see if we have anything coming out of Jaffrey right now. If we have any wind damage or anything like that on Twitter. And as of right now, I'm not seeing anything yet. Jaffrey, nothing coming in there, but we'll keep you updated. If you have any photos or videos, by the way, and you live in any of these areas, feel free to send them in, even if they're pictures of clouds, whatever. And send them to me on Twitter. My Twitter's in the description below. Little rain and cloudy. Thank you, Maria. Yeah, there's a little downpour there in northeastern Manchester, but nothing else beyond that right now. Again, the main area of activity is all associated with that line of storms on the outer boundaries there of the trough that we're looking at back out to the west. So, yeah, most severe area of this line is really, again, here near 136 through Jaffrey. So, looking as of right now in terms of the potential for maybe some severe weather with this as this moves off to the east. Is there a new invest in the Atlantic? I didn't even realize that. Most models take it to the Gulf of Mexico. Short term, I mean, it's not going anywhere close to the Gulf of Mexico. It's actually going towards the Bahamas. I mean, you can't really look beyond one. I mean, with most tropical systems, you should not be looking beyond like hour 150-ish. Because, I mean, beyond that, beyond like hour 152 or 192 or something like that, it actually goes into the Gulf, but that's so long term. I'll have to wait a little bit more and see what happens over the next few days. But if that were to happen, that would be dangerous. But I do think we have a lot of time between now and then. We'll have to watch it closely, though. I need to make a tropics forecast. I haven't done one in a while. Tomorrow's forecast is going to be on severe weather and tropics. That's two main things, because severe weather will increase probably in the upper Midwest, like early next week. And then obviously the tropics will be something to cover as well. So, it's like we'll have a bit of a forecast tomorrow. Actual forecast. Today's forecast not go as planned. Really get. I thought more people would actually be interested in the fall 2022 severe weather outlook, but here's the latest radar update, by the way. Again, still a little bit of broad rotation here near 101. That'll be going towards Wilton within the next 10 to 15 minutes. Again, this storm seems to be a little bit slow moving. So, and we do have another little area of rotation, maybe, back down near 101. Let me go and circle it and kind of look at the reflectivity here. And yeah, maybe a little bit of rotation here near 101. So we have a couple of areas of interest right now. With, again, maybe a little bit of rotation there. Back down here to the south near Hartford, we are still seeing some showers and some storms. Not really a whole lot of severe weather there, but we are watching, again, two areas in particular right now. We got one, again, near Jaffrey. We got another one over here north of Fitchburg. So I keep making a horrible circle on this storm for some reason. I'm not even going to make a circle anymore. But yeah, a couple areas to watch, though. As I mentioned before, one north of Fitchburg, a little bit of rotation. We have two storms rotating as of right now, both of which are broad rotation, but it will definitely be something to watch. GFS shows the hurricane hitting Florida. Yeah, I mean, the GFS has been inaccurate all season long. It always shows a tropical storm, and it never happens. I mean, It's not been really accurate at all, so I can't really take the GFS model too seriously. The GFS model is actually showing it's going to go out to sea. The European model, though, does show it's going to go probably towards the Bahamas as a weak sort of system. But again, a lot of time between now and then. I'll have a forecast on it tomorrow. Probably. November looks prime. Yeah, I think November is going to be our bigger month for severe weather. Last year was December because of the outbreak. I think this year will probably be in November. Any tropics going on for Hawaii? Nothing at all right now, Cameron. Nothing at all. Might be something long-term, though, but nothing right now. Thank you, Scott, for the $2 super chat, by the way. Appreciate it. Thank you. Maybe I should add an art class to my schedule. I don't have time for that. Not something I can really do. I have a very busy schedule right now. December is the new May? No, that's just not true. Trust me, December is nowhere near May. This warning is currently in southern New Hampshire. We are really in the New England region tonight, so it's the main area that we'll be covering. There's been a little bit of severe weather outside of here. There's been a little bit near New Mexico and Arizona. That's obviously monsoon season still ongoing, but definitely nothing that crazy right now. Again, we do have 2 areas of rotation. If you're just tuning in, we have one again near 101. That's west of Townsend. That's again in northern Massachusetts. We have another area east of Jaffrey. So we have 2 areas of rotation. And we'll refer to this one as area number 1, like area number 1 right here. And back down here will be area number 2. That's kind of what we're looking at as of right now, because we have 2 areas. This one's been the one that's been rotating again for maybe 2 hours now. The other one down here near 101's been rotating for maybe about 5 minutes. So a couple areas to watch, though, as these continue to, again, track out to the east. Beyond that, as we go a little bit further down to the south, again, strong storms from Connecticut back through Massachusetts. Again, none of these currently warned other than the one in New Hampshire, but definitely a couple of storms to watch for pretty closely. Again, these might strengthen. Low-level jet does increase a little bit as we go further off to the east, so. Yes, Drew, you can. Sorry, I don't know if I saw your first question, but yeah, low 60s for dew points. You can have severe weather. Anything from 55 and above is typically the threshold for severe weather. It's rare to see severe weather below dew points of 55. Well, typically, I would say. 55 is kind of like the magic number. Rotations on Petersburg. Yeah, that's where the rotation is now. This is the latest radar update. We just got a new one. Take a look at the velocities. And it looks like the rotation broadened out here on the latest scan on the area 2 down there west of Townsend. Still have a little bit of rotation there. Again, it's still been broad, but it'll still be an area to watch for here as it continues to track out to the east. We're on the Boston radar site, so we are not too far away from the storm. Probably about 100 miles. It's again moving off to the east as of right now. Well, special weather statement still ongoing for 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts down here to the south as well. So we're watching a couple areas, but main area it seems like is going to be going towards Manchester. So an area to watch. Thank you, Moral, by the way, for the report. Appreciate it. We had some strong storms out there for sure. We'll have to watch them pretty closely. Again, this one seems like it has a lot of lightning right now. A pretty potent storm. By the way, if you're just tuning in again for the first time, hit the like button down below. I would appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here. We have the most honest forecasts here on YouTube, so make sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications. You can trust us for the most honest nationwide forecasts here across the United States. Hey, Nick, how you doing? Welcome back. Oh, you're good. Ask as many questions as you want. I don't mind. Chat's not going too fast, and we only have one warning out there. Once we get a tornado warning or something like that, I typically don't look at chat, but yeah, feel free to ask as many questions as you want. I haven't really been doing live that much recently because there hasn't been anything to go live for, so yeah, I mean, not one of those things. Drew, I'll have to look into more of it tomorrow morning. Again, I make my forecast usually the morning of. So, like, tomorrow morning, I'll make my forecast. I'll post it around noontime. So, I'll look at it more tomorrow. I haven't looked at it really hardly at all for Monday's potential severe weather. I know there's a chance for severe weather. It's just kind of like, are we going to see a whole lot with that system? It's to be determined. Again, I'll have more of an idea for you tomorrow. I haven't really looked into it, so I'll have a bit more of an idea for you, though, tomorrow, for sure. My forecast will probably be based on that and the tropics. So, hey, Rice, how you doing? Welcome back. Hey, Sheesh, how you doing? Yeah, tornado threats are not made by the Storm Prediction Center that far out in any instance, but they are typically, at least in the notes, like what threats are going to be the highest or what threats we have to be most concerned about with certain severe weather setups. So that would go for, again, the potential there for maybe some tornado activity, but I'll have to look into it more. I don't know what the low-level jet's going to be either. Will I go live for winter storms? I do plan on it. Yes, David, I do plan on it. Because I haven't really been, I mean, I'm honestly kind of excited to go live for winter stuff. The only time I've ever gone live for winter activity was on Facebook, and that was for North Texas weather. I can't remember how long ago it was. It was probably actually this past winter. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those things, you know? Kind of one of those things. I haven't done really at all. I'm kind of curious to see how those go. I haven't done one before. Evan was talking to me about it and said I should do it, so. It'd be kind of interesting to cover those sort of things. And I do plan on making my own snowfall forecast, too. I probably will end up doing that. I know, I'm not sure what other people do on YouTube or whatever. I don't know if it's different than what it is on news stations, but I will probably end up doing live streams with actual snowfall predictions, and that'll probably be my forecast, too, my own forecast. So I do plan on doing that, but we will see what happens. By the way, a little update here near 31 and 101. Still some broad rotation. Again, this is near Petersboro, north of Greenville, west and northwest of Wilton, and northwest of Milford. Again, the storm seems to be taking pretty much a direct beeline there towards Manchester. So Manchester, definitely be on alert for this storm as it moves off to the east-northeast. I know I have a few people from Manchester, so will be an area to watch here over the next little while as that continues again to move off to the east. All right, take a look real quick at my old live streams here. Yeah, all my live streams used to be on Facebook. So yeah, actually, I did do a couple of streams on North Texas winter stuff, but nothing too crazy. So this rain is really going to help with the drought conditions in these areas. It definitely will. I definitely agree with you. Yeah, there's been a drought that's been ongoing here. Let me take a look at the drought monitor now. I'm not sure if it's updated. I know Cape Cod got some beneficial rain this morning. And yeah, it's been pretty brutal over here. We still have an ongoing extreme drought along the coast. Actually, I think I could pull it up here. See if I can pull it up. I'm not sure if this is completely updated. Yeah, on this update, it's not updated. But the drought monitor basically includes these areas in the red. So that'd be near Boston. I think Gloucester might be included in that. But yeah, the drought is still, as of right now, extreme right along the coastline there near Boston, Massachusetts, up through Gloucester. It is a severe drought outside of there for southern New Hampshire, back through most of Massachusetts, and then kind of in a moderate drought outside of there for a lot of New England. Then there's a little abnormally dry drought across areas and portions of Maine. Central and northern Maine, not in a drought, though, as of right now. So, looking as of right now. By the way, we do have an update on this warning. It has been condensed a little bit. No longer includes Jaffrey. But it's still ongoing for the same threats of 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds, along with, again, a tornado possible. So, still something to watch here over the next little while. Burn risk in the month of September and October and November is usually low. Not necessarily true. You might think it's low. It's not always low. It kind of varies. Let me see if I can pull up an example here. It's nowhere near what it is in the spring, but it is still somewhat. It's higher than what it typically is in like months like August. For much of the United States. Now, Northern Plains is a little bit of an exception in the Midwest sometimes in Ohio Valley, but let me go over to this real quick. I want to find and see if I can find the graphic on it. Find it, but yeah, overall tornado potential, it's typically low, but it's not always low. I mean, it's nowhere near, again, it's nowhere near the spring. Trying to get through this here. So yeah, going to July and August, it's actually usually typically lower. It increases going to October and November, typically across the Dixie Valley. That's what it is, so yeah. Typically, it kind of goes like, you know, it's typically at a lull during September. September is kind of one of the quieter months along with August. August ended up being a little bit above average, but yeah. See, at least that's kind of what I'm thinking, at least. I'll look back over to velocities. Yeah, and broad rotation. More wind, I would say, more than anything here near Wilton, but I've had broad rotation on the cell for a long amount of time. A lot more heavy rain, though, here, going towards Derry and Milford, so those areas, make sure you have a little heads up. By the way, a lot of these storms are producing rainfall totals between 1 to 2 inches of rain, so. Thanks, Phil. Appreciate it. Looking at that storm west of Concord, excuse me. Yeah, there's a couple of storms up here. I would say just gusty winds more than anything. They don't seem overly potent at this point. Heavy rain, definitely probably likely with these storms. You might get hit by the lighter stuff. It's more light to moderate rain here. Maybe a little bit of brief heavy rain there near Interstate 89. That will be going towards Concord, but I do think the overall threat is more off to your north. So, looking at it right now, those sort showers and storms right now. Shannon, what is going on with your typing? Thank you, by the way, Edgar, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Central Plains, the last comment. Oh, Central Plains. Yeah, Central Plains is typically at a lull for a long time, actually. I mean, their best threat is typically from, like, April through, like, July. I mean, it's usually not much outside of there. And even July, they don't see a whole lot. Central Plains is one of those areas where it's just not overly crazy. I guess it kind of varies. All right, back over here. Where's that map showing Derry? It's not right. Is it not? Look real quick. Actually, it is not right. Why is Derry way over here? That's actually a good observation. Thank you for pointing that out. That is actually really weird. I'm not sure why it's here. Yeah, Derry, Londonderry is here. I know that. Derry is like right here. I don't know why Derry is here. That is interesting. Appreciate you pointing that out. I'll try to see if I can fix that. I think I can fix that manually. Yeah, that's definitely not where Derry is. Yeah, Derry and Londonderry back over here near Wyndham. Like just north of there, along Interstate 93. That's... Appreciate you pointing that out. I'll have to fix that. I don't do the whole map thing. It's generated. I'm surprised it's even there. You have a good eye. Or you're just very familiar with this area. I'm actually very familiar with this area because I used to live here, but I'm surprised it's right there. Hey DJ, how you doing? You didn't even know that? Yeah, I used to live in New Hampshire and I did not see that. So that is, again, very good observation. And here's Londonderry. It actually shows on the map. But go there for a second. Yeah, Londonderry. For some reason, Derry's in the wrong place, though. I'll have to fix that. Hey, Chuck, how you doing? Welcome back. Jackson, how you doing? Welcome back. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it. I'm from Bow. I feel like I've played a lacrosse game at Bow before. I think I have. I know it's because I live in Londonderry. Well, that would make sense. Here's the latest radar update, by the way. Again, we still have some broad rotation. Again, I'm not overly concerned as of right now. It has been like that for, again, the last, like, 2 hours. So, again, the tornado potential still seems pretty low with this storm as of right now. Again, it will be tracking out towards Manchester pretty soon. A lot of heavy rain is going to be going towards Manchester. I think it may narrowly avoid the Manchester airport. It's kind of going in this direction right now, so areas like Manchester, Suncook probably have the best potential for that heavy rain band. For those in Londonderry and Derry, a little bit more rain activity here that will probably go off toward your direction. Merrimack is well included in that. Potential for maybe some moderate to heavy rain. Again, not a whole lot of severe weather it looks like remaining with this storm, though, right now. When does the Mid-Atlantic have the highest severe threat? Watch my forecast from today on the fall. Fall forecast 2022. Watch that forecast. It'll give you an idea of when your highest potential, at least this fall, will be. But I think typically if your severe weather potential is usually highest during the summer. By the way, if you're just tuning in and you have Discord, make sure to join our Discord server. The link will be in the chat. Again, if you're just tuning in, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. I would appreciate it. Some heavy rain, though, again, heading towards Manchester as of right now. real quick. Yeah, that's our main storm as of right now. We'll see what happens with this one. I'll at least be live here for a little bit longer. We'll see what happens. Hey, Jackson, I'm doing well. How about you? Doing a little bit better than yesterday. I was really overloaded with work yesterday, but definitely don't have nearly as much work as I had yesterday. I'm actually, you know, for those that, you know, I'm in college, and I'm taking a broadcast meteorology course, and it's really helping. I feel like I've actually started to learn things that I never picked up on before, and I've actually began to take sometimes bigger breaths now in between sentences and stuff like that. I'm trying to slow down a little bit too with my forecasting. That was more noticeable at the beginning of the stream because I was doing an actual forecast. Now I'm kind of talking a bit more normally, so usually when there's more severe weather on the radar, though, I'll probably be doing a bit more of normal stuff, but some things I'm kind of learning right now. Little pointers and stuff like that. Most storms have split to the north and south of Londonderry this year. It might be another instance of that. Seems like the worst activity is really down here near Pepperell, as well as back up here going towards Manchester, so yeah, it seems like you might be kind of getting split here. Definitely not out of the question that might happen for you. Wish it would rain in the southwest more. There's been a lot of rain the last 2 months there in the southwest. Depends on where you are in the southwest, but yeah, there's been a lot of rain over in that direction. Especially in Arizona. It's been a big state. As well as even California. California has begun to see a little bit more rain activity. That was all due to the fact that a tropical storm / hurricane kind of was close there, so. There's a rumor that the New Hampshire and Massachusetts area get hit with the tornadoes right when the Boston Bruins start winning. I've not heard of that one yet. That's interesting. I don't know if you mean tornadoes or tornado, but I don't remember the last tornado outbreak that New England saw. I think it was actually somewhat recent. At least within the last 3 years, I think they had something, but I can't remember when. But again, for those that are anywhere in New England tonight, have you not seen rain or storms yet, the big expectation at this point will likely be gusty winds, lightning, downpours, maybe an isolated brief spin up with one of these storms. Our next Storm Prediction Center outlook does come out in 30 minutes. Maybe even a little bit earlier than that, we'll see. Sometimes they have it early. But get an idea of if there's going to be any severe weather potential for the rest of this evening. Hey, D and Gregory, as well as Brittany, back for all subscribing. I appreciate it, guys. Welcome. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you. What was the worst storm you've ever remembered? I don't really know. I don't really have a storm that I've found to be the worst. I've never really experienced anything that's been like I've been in tornado warnings, but I've never experienced like a tornado or hail to an extent. Like hail, I've experienced up to like, you know, dime sized. Nothing beyond that. And damaging winds, I mean, damaging winds is probably the only thing I've really ever experienced in terms of severe weather. To be honest with you, and that was in Texas. Hey Sarah, how you doing? Welcome back. You lived through the Joplin tornado? Are you talking about ones that have remembered outside of just, you know, my knowledge? I mean, yeah, obviously a Joplin tornado is probably one of the worst ones I've ever seen. More tornadoes also. There's been a couple of them. Those have been pretty bad. Yeah, I would say those are probably up there in, you know, what I've seen in terms of being really bad. Kentucky last year was bad for us. Yeah, I honestly don't know a whole lot of what's happened across the United States from basically late 2019 through about 2022-ish, like early 2022, because I was covering only North Texas weather for a while. I didn't really look at nationwide events hardly at all. So during that time span, because I was really focused on one specific region. So honestly, I don't know a whole lot of what happened outside of North Texas for a while, up until now where I'm actually doing nationwide weather. Worst thing for me was Hurricane Ida. Hurricane Ida was pretty crazy. That was a crazy hurricane. Hurricane Sandy, I remember that one. Yeah, if you're up in New England, Hurricane Sandy's definitely one that pretty crazy. For sure. Back over here. Living in Louisville, it was sketchy. 80 degrees in December. 80 degrees in December. Holy, that's crazy. I actually remember back in North Texas, I think it was this past December, the temperatures were in like the 70s and 80s for highs, and the average high, I'm pretty sure, was in the 60s or 50s. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be. And we end up seeing a big snowstorm and ice storm basically in January and February. So February was the bigger month, and also a little bit of early March. So yeah, some things are pretty crazy. 80 in December, though, was pretty crazy. Yeah, again, this is the one storm that we've been watching for a while now. I'm pretty sure it is still ongoing warning. Again, the velocities have been pretty minimal at this point. Still broad rotation. Nothing that's increased, but as this heads towards Manchester, again, heavy rains are definitely expected. Heavy rainfall for sure. Have some strong storms again back up here to the north, but Manchester, Nashua, Merrimack, all going to be at the track this within the next 15 to 20 minutes. You've seen snow in Tampa, Florida? That's crazy. That is insane. Happens hardly ever, too. I think Miami saw snow one time. I don't think it was measurable, but there was like a few snowflakes. I can't remember when that was, but... Is this in Vermont? No, we're currently in New Hampshire. We're in southern New Hampshire as of right now. Again, to the 70s every year in December in North Texas. That's not unusual. The average, I mean, it depends on what time of the year it is, but 1982 when a tornado hit Paris, Texas. That's interesting. Did not hear about that. I'm not overly familiar with like past history of Texas. I know a few tornadoes. I think the Jarrell tornado was like 1999. I remember that one. Beyond that, I'm not entirely sure about the history beyond that. Again, if you're just tuning in, hit the like button. We're 41 likes away from 200. Also, hit the subscribe button. And we have the most honest forecast here on YouTube. We do nationwide weather, so you can stay up to date with the best forecast on the nationwide scale. Would appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. I actually end up putting the fall forecast over on my Facebook page, and it seems like a lot of people have been finding that interesting on the Facebook page, so. Yeah, for whatever reason, I thought the fall severe weather outlook and whatnot would actually be like kind of like a popular video, because, you know, something different. But that did not go out to plan. I put a lot of time into that forecast too. The winter forecast and the fall forecast, there was a lot of time put into, but fortunately, the results on the fall forecast were definitely not there. Worst for me was the 2006 flood in Binghamton. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, flooding is one of those things, and flooding's been kind of crazy this year, too. There's been a lot of crazy flooding in the United States this year. Even though there's not been a single hurricane that, or even tropical storm that's made landfall, there's been some pretty crazy flooding. I mean, honestly, I've never lived through any crazy weather events. I've never, you know, been through a tornado or anything like that yet. It might happen sometime, but I just have not yet to do that, so. I do plan on doing a storm chasing video at some point. I was actually going to do one this past Friday. I just couldn't set it up on my phone. But I do plan on doing a storm chasing video at some point in the future. See what happens. People have been wanting me to do a little storm chasing live stream at some point, so something I'll be considering in the near future. That's crazy, CJ. There was a really high rainfall totals actually the other day in the Midwest, and that includes Wisconsin. There was some pretty crazy stuff there. 22 inches of rain in 24 hours. That is insane. I know St. Louis had some pretty crazy flooding too earlier this year. Thanks, Rebecca. Yeah, honestly, I thought more people would be interested in at least watching it, but that was actually my least viewed video I think I've had since, I don't know, June. So I was kind of shocked. Honestly, I thought it was a kind of a cool forecast idea, but you haven't seen me on your recommendations for a while? Really? That's crazy. Yeah, I know, honestly, my view count's gone down a bit, which I don't honestly care a whole lot, but yeah, I know a lot of, like, people that I knew back in, like, July and June, I don't see nearly as much as I used to, so. Maybe I'm going missing here on YouTube. Falling off. Honestly, I just do YouTube for practice more than anything. That's kind of what I've done for a while, so. I don't really care a whole lot about viewership, but it does help, but I do enjoy what I do. Yeah, Caddy, yeah, that's definitely kind of true. Yeah, skies do sometimes turn green. Put a track on the storm, by the way, again, just in case anybody's interested. Those that might be in New Hampshire, I'll put a little track on the line. It does seem like it's starting to weaken a little bit. I kind of said that before. It'll probably weaken a bit due to the fact, again, it's going to be going towards the coastline pretty soon. So, a little track on the screen here. Well, YouTube's entertaining. Yeah, I don't know how the algorithm works, but yeah, Virginia, I have to agree. Yeah, whenever weather starts to get less, active and stuff, I would have to say the viewership is probably going to naturally go down. I don't know, though. I've never gone through nationwide weather beyond just this. I mean, like, literally, I started back in May doing, or really June doing nationwide weather, and that was when it was really active. So this is like the inactive period, and I'm kind of experiencing the inactiveness, I would say. Jackson, I've seen your message. Yes, thank you. Pretty crazy. Yeah, I've seen a lot of comments. I can't respond to everything, but yeah, I would say that that's pretty much probably the reason why I haven't had as many viewers recently. But again, the live stream I've been doing recently have been kind of, short-lived and whatnot, and I'm not doing them consistently either. That might be another reason why I'm not getting recommended to people's feeds or whatever. I have no clue. I don't know how any of that stuff works. I just do forecast and stuff, so I just enjoy doing it, though. I would rather, go live and kind of practice a little bit, get familiarity with geography and whatnot in some areas and stuff like that. Benefits me in the future anyways. No problem, Jackson. Have a great night. Appreciate you stopping by. Got any tornadoes? You mean in New England? It's a fairly low chance tonight. I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty close to 0 at this point. There's been broad rotation on a few storms, but the line is becoming a little bit more disorganized now. I got you, Rebecca. A lot of people are like that. A lot of people are like that. Miss early summer? Early summer in Texas? Texas is a state where, honestly, the summers are pretty brutal. But Florida's even worse because of the humidity. It's a lot worse here. Thanks, Rosemary. Appreciate it. By the way, if you've not hit the subscribe button, I would appreciate it. We're only 17 subscribers from 17,400. Might be able to hit that tonight. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you've not already. Like the video as well. Appreciate it a lot. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how the, because honestly, my winter forecast put a lot of time into that, but it seemed like a whole lot of people, not nearly as many people watched as I thought, but kind of, again, one of those things. I have no clue. I don't know how YouTube works, but we'll see what happens. Honestly, the winter forecast for me was one of my favorite videos to record. I haven't recorded something like that really ever, so that was definitely a different experience in terms of recording it and also making the forecast. You don't know how many Photoshop things I had to do to make that forecast. It's crazy. I had to do a lot of editing too, and the editing was probably a bigger pain. Let me take off this track, by the way, but yeah, the editing was kind of a bit of a pain in my opinion, because I had to edit. Basically, I would do like one quick slide and I would like edit, go back to it. Let me go over to here real quick. Yeah, I probably had about 10 or 11 different cutscenes, maybe a little bit more than that in that video, because I had to keep stopping and doing it again. I feel like it was kind of quality. Here's a look, by the way, if you guys are curious. I'm assuming most of you guys have watched it already, but this is a look at the winter forecast for this year. And again, there's a lot of question marks here, but you gotta get the general idea. I mean, I went through a lot of these slides, like where people could see maybe the highlights basically of the winter. In my opinion, obviously, it's just a long-term forecast. Are they going to be accurate? Most of the time, they're not. Even the Farmer's Almanac, I mean, it's not overly accurate, but, you kind of get a general idea of what I think might happen this winter. Obviously, it's just a lot of, like, hypothesis and, whatnot. I mean, it's not always going to be accurate, and, yeah, it's kind of a general idea. Again, if you want to watch the entire forecast, you can get an idea of what you might see this winter, go to the video on my channel. Let me go and actually link it real quick if you're interested. For those that might have not watched it yet. Back over to it real quick. I would appreciate if you watch it and watch the entire thing. It helps my page out a lot, but I'll link it in chat real quick. If you want to watch that forecast, it took a lot of time for me to make, so. Thanks, Bisha, I appreciate it. You're in the dark blue area? Yeah, that area is honestly, I think, going to be the most active this winter. Yeah, I think the dark blue area was like kind of like over here in the Ohio Valley area, if I'm not mistaken. If I remember correctly. But yeah, I think really Michigan through New York will probably be very active, along with maybe New England. So I'll go ahead and say those areas probably going to have the best chance for some snowfall this winter. That might even have a little bit of some snowstorms. So it's interesting to watch. Yeah, again, click that link in the chat if you want to watch my video. I would really appreciate it. Again, that video that took a lot of time to do, and you can get an idea of what you might see in your area. So about it for that. Back over to Twitter real quick, see if you have any updates. The next Storm Prediction Center outlook comes out in 18 minutes. I might be live for that. We'll see. Thinking about it. Yeah, Justin, I uploaded on the worst day because every other YouTuber posted the same sort of forecast. The same time as me. Actually, oops. Evan brought that up and I didn't even realize it. You know, it kind of like was a thing, like I was just gonna make a forecast and all of a sudden, you know, everybody else uploaded the same sort of thing. So it was a really bad day for me to upload. I was gonna upload it on Saturday, but I ended up doing Sunday because I wasn't gonna make a forecast Sunday. So I was on a little trip. By the way, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning, still an ongoing tornado possible. This goes until 9:45 Eastern time. It does include Suncook, Nashua, Manchester, Derry, and Londonderry. Just west of Wyndham as well, anywhere near the Manchester International Airport's also included in this. Hollis, New Boston, Mason, Goffstown, Mount Vernon, and Hudson for 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. Again, tornado possible is still on this storm. I would think that that tornado threat is still very low on this, but definitely something to be mindful of if you're in this area. Again, Manchester, Suncook, Merrimack, Nashua, main areas included, 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. Again, maybe a little bit of dime-sized hail. Again, this storm currently moving off to the east at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. It has slowed down over time, so it's not moving overly quickly. It will likely weaken, though, as it goes into Rockingham County, going towards Raymond and whatnot, off to the east. So, new little update there on the new severe thunderstorm warning that's just been issued by the National Weather Service. Includes areas like Hillsborough County, Merrimack County, and Rockingham County. Yeah, Virginia, I do think it's going to be a below average season, but we'll see what happens. Honestly, we're in kind of that La Nina trend anyways. It probably will end up being below average for precipitation. Thanks, Justin. I appreciate it. I don't watch anybody else's forecast, but appreciate your compliment. Hey, Deanna, how you doing? Welcome back. Appreciate you watching the forecast, though. Yeah, that forecast took a long time for me to make. Fun forecast, though. Fun forecast. Seen feet of snow. I think the most snow I've ever had on the ground at a given time when I used to live in New Hampshire was like 4 to 5 feet. I think. It might even been more than that, but it really piles up at the door. There's one time if you open the door, you would have let in a bunch of snow. So, I know how the New Hampshire experience goes, and anywhere in New England, really. The experience of when there's snow. It's kind of crazy sometimes. Hey, Walt, how you doing? Welcome back. How you doing, Ro? Welcome back. How you doing, Debbie? Welcome back as well. I saw your fan art, by the way. I think I did, at least. I think it was yours. Go back over here. I don't even remember where it was. Did you actually... Is that actually me? In that coat? I don't wear those glasses anymore. I wear different glasses. If you didn't notice, they don't have like that black frame around them. Any predictions for Kansas this winter? Tammy, I'm going to give you a little bit of recommendation real quick. Go watch my winter forecast. It has the prediction for you. Actually, it has a prediction for all the United States, so check that out. I'll put the link in the chat again. It's my link that I just sent. That forecast took me a while to make. Again, I would tell you right now, but I'd rather you watch it because it took me a while to make. So, yeah, it's a really good forecast. Good doing that. How you doing, by the way, Tammy? Hope you're doing well. Snow these days. Oop, I just exited out of my chat. One moment. Snow these days seem to not much as where you live. Yeah, it just kind of varies, and it depends on season too. I mean, it depends on the weather pattern and whatnot. it really heavily depends on the weather pattern. Because if you're looking at, you know, a La Nina sort of stage, you're probably going to see, it depends on where you are, but you might see above average snowfall. And El Nino, you might see below average snowfall. What we're really in right now is a La Nina pattern. So, and again, it might not be the same thing for everybody. Again, typical pattern means that we're going to see above average rain and below average temperatures in the northern United States, and in the southern US it's drier and whatnot. And then El Nino is vice versa. Now we are starting to trend towards a neutral stage, which would probably start to play a bit of a difference in terms of what we might see. So if we start to get closer to that neutral stage, the winter forecast I made is all for nothing. Because I mean, a lot of things change when that happens. So yeah, thanks, Rob, appreciate it. Yeah, so as of right now, no Storm Prediction Center update yet. I'm going to still stay live up until we get that, so probably be another 10 minutes or so when we get that little prediction or the new outlook. So we'll wait for that. Coming out here in a moment. We're only 14 subscribers from 17,400. Again, if you've not yet hit the subscribe button, I would appreciate it. Again, we are very close to a another little milestone, so hit the subscribe button. Thank you, Frankie, by the way, for subscribing. Is there a tornado threat? It's very low tonight. Overall, the tornado threat seems like it's going to be pretty low tonight. I mean, we've had broad rotation on this storm literally for the last 2.5 hours, I would say. It even began before I went live. So overall, it seems like right now, though, we're seeing pretty much a little bit of a lull right now in the pattern. I'll probably continue. But yeah, I mean, it's been broadly rotating for a long time. I don't think it's going to strengthen. Do. Straight down Syracuse and up straight up from Watertown. Oh, Syracuse? Yeah, there's a lot of snow typically in New York. New York sees a lot of snow. New York is like one of those areas that just is like has that big pocket of snow near Buffalo. Kind of one of those weird areas. No problem, Phil. Appreciate you stopping by. I'm still waiting for that Storm Prediction Center update. Once that comes out, I'm probably going to end the stream because I do need to get some homework done. Surprise, by the way. Not surprised, by the way. It's just sarcasm. Virginia, I have 2. So, but I'm not, again, as you can clearly tell, I'm in a different place. So, obviously at college. I got a door behind me. What should I put behind me, by the way? Anybody got any recommendations? I could put up a green screen behind me, but I don't know if that would do really anybody any good, because that just takes up so much space. I'm Anderson, but I'd like to keep that private. I mean, you could probably pretty easily figure it out, but I'm not going to announce it. Your homework, the teacher says. There you go. Still waiting for that Storm Prediction Center outlook. Let me go back over to the loop here. Look at the last several minutes, by the way. We actually had some wind damage. I didn't even realize that. Back over, that's in, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Hillsborough County. That is, or Merrimack County. That is some trees and wires down. Let me pause this radar because I'm in a loop. There's been some trees and wires down reported in Greenfield. That's in Hillsborough, actually, County, New Hampshire. So that was around 8:06. There was also a trees down on NH 124 near Prescott Road, and as well as both lanes on the road closed. So that is over in Jaffrey. So we've actually had a couple of reports of some damage. We had the oldest damage reports that we have from this line of storms was back over here in eastern New York. So we've actually had some damage here. It looks like at least some trees and whatnot down, maybe some wires as well. So it's the latest update there. Here's a look at the loop though over the last couple of hours. Put a fake window? I think I can do that. Hey Purple, how you doing? Welcome back. I don't really have any ideas on what I could probably do for something behind me. I could put that lightning light behind me. Somebody's mentioned that. I might have to put nails in the wall. I don't think that's allowed. It really doesn't. Yeah. By the way, do you guys think this loop speed is too fast? Should I slow it down? Kind of curious. I do need to make some... I'm going to probably make some changes before we go into another severe weather season. Huge picture of Shrek. That'd actually be pretty funny. Actually, I do think I have command strips, but I don't know where they are. Lots of lightning in my area. Thank you, Rebecca, by the way, for the report. Appreciate it. Pause the loop here. Storm is about to enter over Manchester, by the way, near the international airport. Some moderate rain is definitely expected in that region, so just a heads up for those that might be at the airport. Some travel delays may occur, so just a little heads up. No, Patricia, I'm in college. Thanks, Purple. I appreciate it. I do recommend going to bed, though. It's fine. Honestly, this live stream is only going to be like another 5 to 10 minutes. I'm just waiting for the Storm Prediction Center outlook and then probably going to end it. So if you need to go to bed, don't worry. No big deal. I'm just going to see if there's still a threat of severe weather, if any. I think there might be a marginal threat, I would assume, for this area here. That'd be about it. Kind of my thinking right now. And maybe down into Massachusetts, but... Yeah, Virginia, I agree. I'm just wondering if the loop speed was a little bit too fast. Because I can slow it down. When's the outlook come out? Within the next 7 minutes. Typically. Basically got 5-6 minutes, actually, now. Typically comes out around 9 o'clock Eastern. But on Twitter, it comes out a few minutes earlier than their website. So, it has not yet come out. So, see what happens. But again, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the chat over the next few minutes. Again, if you have not already, watch my winter forecast. I'm going to put the link in the chat again. Would appreciate it. We're actually starting to get some more views on it, so make sure to hit the button. Like the video. Comment down below, by the way, cheese, if you watch from this live stream. Yeah, honestly, I feel like maybe I might do another winter forecast maybe once we get a little bit closer to winter. Maybe in like October or November. I feel like we'll know more information by then. So, thank you, Smokey, by the way, for subscribing. I appreciate it. What about cheese? If you watch that video, comment in the comments cheese. That'd be fantastic. Does it benefit anybody? No. Yeah, again, heavy rain's heading into Manchester as of right now. Again, if you're in Manchester, some lightning is also going to be occurring here. A lot of lightning, gusty winds possibly as well. Interesting environment here. Yeah, if you've not already, hit the subscribe button down below. We're only 10 subscribers now from 17,400. I would appreciate it. A little bit slower? Yeah, I agree. Which video? The one I linked in chat. Cheese. Yes, cheese. I don't know why cheese is on my mind. I haven't had any cheese today, I'm pretty sure. We're only 3 likes from 200 as well. There's 128 of you. There might be a couple of you that haven't liked. Would appreciate it. Hey, you too, Deanna. Appreciate you stopping by. Have a great rest of your night. Still waiting on that outlook. We get that outlook, I'm done. Hey, you too, Virginia. Appreciate you stopping by as well. Have a great night. Justin, no. No, I'm not. I don't have time for any of that. I don't have time for a social life. Basically, my commitments right now are weather, school, and my free time is so minimal. I can't really do really much of anything other than those 2 things. I mean, like literally, I don't have a social life because I just can't. I just don't have time for it. The amount of time that I have right now is just so minimal right now because of doing the weather page basically now full. I would consider it like basically like a full-time sort of thing, even though it's really not. But I do invest a lot of time into weather forecasts and whatnot. I would say I put about 3 hours a day into weather. From 7-day forecast for North Texas Weather Center on Facebook, along with YouTube. I usually spend around 2 hours on YouTube at least per day. So even if not live streaming, still something along those lines of doing something. So 5 or 6 years from now, you might. Who knows? Never know. You never know. Commented cheese. Nice. Let's see if anybody else commented cheese. I don't know why we're talking about cheese, but we are. Yeah, this severe thunderstorm warning is still ongoing for another 45 minutes for Suncook, Manchester, Merrimack, Nashua. Again, most of the storms will probably start to weaken out over the next few hours, but yeah, so far, the only person that's commented cheese was Shannon. Congratulations. Don't win anything, but hey, Drew, stay safe. Appreciate it. Stay safe out there. Cheese curds. Yeah, if you guys want to comment cheese on that video, go comment cheese. I'm going to post it in the chat again. Watch the video, by the way. It's a great winter forecast. Other than that, I am still awaiting the outlook. I don't know if they're going to ever post it. It's now almost 8 o'clock. Hope everybody's having a good time, though, tonight. If you have had a good time, hit the like button, subscribe. Again, if you're not already, we're only 8 subscribers from 17,400. Other than that, live stream will probably come to a close here pretty shortly. If you're not already, join our Discord server as well. They'll be linked in the chat from Nightbot, so click the link in the chat as well if you haven't already. Yes, Ro, yeah, yeah. Thank you, by the way, Drew and Man, for subscribing. I appreciate it, guys. Welcome. Northwest Manchester, good amount of lightning, no wind. Thank you for the report, Kayla. Stay safe. There's a lot of rain there. A lot of probably at least heavy rain in this region. You can see some of these pinks probably indicating at least some pretty heavy rain. That's where your heaviest rain is from Hooksett back through western Manchester. Got some moderate rain, it looks like, moving into northwestern Manchester. So if you're in that region, a little bit moderate rain. It's going to start to get heavy, though, here over the next few minutes. People are gonna be so confused if that video for some reason starts to like hit people's recommended and stuff. People are gonna be so confused by the comments and just seeing a bunch of comments that say cheese. Weirdest thing. We have 2 cheese comments now. Got rain. There you go. Rain's really needed in New England. So I mean, what everybody's seeing tonight is so beneficial. It actually extends all the way down through Hartford. I'm curious to see if this rain is anything crazy right now. I think it's just mostly showers. Some light to moderate rain, a couple of pockets of heavy rain there east of Hartford. Through Worcester right now, seeing some rain, but again, none of this really severe and really even strong at this point anymore. A lot of it's going to probably be weakening out over the next little while. And it might not reach the coast, so that would be kind of unfortunate. I know the coastline needs it more than anything right now. Thank you, Immortal, for the report. Appreciate it. Thank you. Storm Prediction Center still does not have an outlook. I need to do homework. Please post an outlook. Would appreciate it. If you have any reports, by the way, feel free to leave them in the chat. I know we have a few people in the area that are seeing these storms now. Again, Suncook, Manchester, right now getting some heavy rain. Rain will probably, somebody in chat, I don't know who said it from earlier, but Londonderry, they've been mentioning, has been kind of like split every time there's rain that comes through this region. It seems like you're getting that split again. That's actually kind of insane. I mean, you might be on like the cusp of maybe some moderate rain there near Merrimack, Interstate 93, but man, somebody literally mentioned earlier, we always get like in between the rain in Londonderry. Seems like that's going to happen again. Hey, Purple, go talk to like a counselor or something. I'll help you. Counselors are always there for you at school. Help. Back over here. Hey, Julie, how you doing? Welcome back. Great forecast. I want plenty of snow in eastern New York. Yeah, eastern, anywhere in New York. I mean, the best potential I would say this winter is probably be in western New York, but again, these forecasts are so long term. A lot of things go into them. I honestly, the forecast is more of highlights this winter. What the highlights will be in terms of like what you can expect to like the worst conditions or whatever to be overall. Oh, it's gonna be bad when it says tornado possible. Yeah, I mean, there's been broad rotation on this cell for the last couple of hours. Again, it's been like this for 2 to 3 hours now. So it hasn't been anything crazy. We do have a little bit of wind there near Manchester. Picking up a little bit. We actually still have some rotation here near Manchester. I'm surprised we got like a tornado warning or something here. Been a little bit of rotation here near Manchester. Again, somewhat broad, but we do have a decent amount of wind there going into actually northwestern and western Manchester right now. You can see the brighter reds representing some higher wind speeds, so something to watch here. It's cloudy with some rain. Yeah, I mean, again, there's a little bit of rotation here. I'll wait for the next scan and see if it strengthens at all. New storm prediction center outlook, by the way, marginal threat. I'm not sure if it's going to show on here yet. Yeah, oh, actually it does. So, marginal threat on the latest outlook does include areas from Connecticut back through Cape Cod, all the way back up near Lewiston and Portland, Maine. So, just a little update there. I don't know if there's any tornado potential on it. I'll take a look. Guessing it's going to be like 2% if there's any. Yeah, there's still a 2% chance of an isolated tornado. Yeah, it's a very low chance. Anything that does occur will be brief and weak. So, just keep that in mind. But again, little pocket of wind there. Maybe a little bit of rotation there near Manchester. Clean area to watch here over the next few minutes, though. And it looks like a weekend. So, good news. So, basically it there. But we definitely have some heavy rain in this region here near Manchester, New Hampshire through Suncook. Again, main concern is going to be heavy rain for sure. Line of storm still ongoing. That might reach the coast, but if not, it's probably going to weaken. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that the slight risk got moved. I did, Lisa, yes. Manchester, New Hampshire, getting really windy. Appreciate that report, Maria. Yeah, there was a little wind area there. Pretty decent downburst winds there going into Manchester. So I wouldn't be surprised if there were some damaging winds, potentially as high as 60 miles per hour there, entering the downtown area of Manchester. Not surprise me whatsoever. But again, if you're just tuning in for the first time, hit the subscribe button down below. Can't remind you enough. We're really close to 17,400 subscribers. We're only 7 subscribers away. I would appreciate it. Other than that, that's my only goal for tonight. I've not seen much lightning around here in a while. Yeah, there's a lot of lightning with these storms. They are very well electrified, especially the ones near Suncook. I would say that the most lightning's probably coming out of the storm cells that are currently from Suncook back through Manchester, even maybe up through Concord. Decent amount of lightning with that one moving off to the northeast. Back through areas like Nashville and Windham, probably getting split here. We got a good line of storms, though, going through Interstate 495, back through even to Hartford, Connecticut, but that is definitely not nearly as electrified as the storms back up this direction, so. Hey, Purple, don't worry about it. Really heavy rain. Thank you for the report. Appreciate it. But anyways, I'm going to end the live stream there. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Real quick, if you have not already, watch my winter forecast. It is a nationwide forecast, and your area is included in it. Get an idea of what you can expect this winter. That link will be in the chat. It's posted 3 times by my name, so click that link to watch my full winter forecast. Again, I put a lot of time into that video, so if you watch it, make sure to comment like cheese or something like that. No, you actually got sent from this live stream. I would really appreciate it. I do respond to all comments for the most part, so if you have any questions, feel free to leave those on the videos. Other than that, I do appreciate everybody tuning in as always. It does mean a lot. Hope everybody has a great rest of your night. Stay safe. Hit the subscribe button and like the video before you leave as well. I would appreciate it. Again, watch that winter forecast I posted in the chat. Again, even rewatch it a second time helps my page out a lot. Again, I put a lot of time into it, so I would appreciate it. Other than that, I do appreciate everybody tuning in. And have a great, safe rest of your night. And we will see you all again later. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Time for homework, and we'll see you later.